Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
It's a beat the clock. It's a beat.
I did that a couple hours before we met up at the studio.
It's a beat the clock challenge here over at the DNR studios. We're trying to race to the finish line as Discord cuts out on us. I'm Slidewhistle.
I am Immunization, and I also have finished beating the clock today, but I am the reason that we're trying to beat the clock, because I apparently have to go to a concert like an hour after we're done recording this, or an hour from now even. So we'll see.
Immunization needs to hop in the taxi to get to the Britney concert at CosmoCon 2004. Also, hey, it's me, Aaron, Fire Mage Extraordinaire, and Horde Punching Bag. And if you see me sitting at the Overwatch 2 login screen for 5 days, don't worry. It's just because I love playing Blizzard's products.
Jesus Christ, that story's absolutely insane, and honestly, it's probably a good thing he's dead.
I was so mad when the person was like, his final game was Hammond. He went 1-55. Because I was like, no way. How do you go 1-55? But I'm like, if anyone could do it, it's his goofy ass. But it ends up, it's fake.
I don't even think that you can physically die 55 times in one game unless you're purposely trying to immediately die.
How do you even find stats for that?
How do you? I don't even know. I guess you could go to his profile and see games, but I don't think it gives you stats. It's just he lost.
Yeah. Also, I don't even know who this Mad was, honestly.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I was like, we won't even name, because he's just a fucking goofus. He's an Ozymandias. His name is known, and it will be reduced to sand within a year.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be any legend. Sounds like he's a piece of shit. Let's talk about the World of Warcraft. Oh, and your concert you're going to. Who are you seeing?
So, I'm going to go see Tinashe. You might know her famous song, Tuan.
I think one of Yob Yag's exes put it on at a party once and said she's going to be the hit of that summer.
Yeah, I feel like she never really blew up on the mainstream, but my friends and I so I have this group of people that I randomly go to concerts with at least once or twice a year, and they're all really big Tinashe heads. So I mean, I am too. I like her music, but they're all more so. So her concert before in Chicago got canceled because either her or her opening act broke their leg or something, and then here we are 9 months later that I forgot that we even got these tickets because she's back now.
She canceled and redid it and canceled and redid it just once, not twice. But it's this is classic, forgetting you have a concert, energy. Discord begins to fuck up as we start recording. So if something drops out or we go, hey, can you hear me? Well, that's why.
Well, I mean, that's obviously not going to be in the edit, but if we get really spirited... if we get really spirited, Immunization may need to dip out to go visit Tinashe. And then it will be a repeat of episode 53. The Bumble Boys will return once more.
I may or may not have to quietly leave, either being forced by Discord or forced by us running out of time. I will just quietly leave this podcast, much like Steve Danuser quietly left Blizzard, apparently, in last November, which I think we started talking about last week, and then we fully talked about it on the bonus episode.
No, it was only revealed in the opening seconds of episode, I believe that was 54 of another pod, Do Not Relent. Go to our Patreon to listen to those. But yes, at that point it was, oh no, what silly business happened? Did Microsoft get him out? Did he get caught up in the sex stuff? No. It is the most benign leaving ever.
Honestly, that's the reason I would leave, because didn't he just say I didn't want to have to go back into the office? I'm honestly, same.
That was one of the main reasons he cited, yeah.
And also, he was just I've been here for 7 years. Sometimes in a career, you do other stuff. And yeah, I wanted to stay here. I want to say he's LA-based, but he was I don't want to specifically go there. So, bon voyage.
I haven't checked on what anybody's saying about this. I know the internet section of WoW fans, which I know it's WoW internet. It's a lot of them who just shit on him and are probably happy he's gone. But Wowhead had the locked comments. I've never seen a Wowhead have a locked comments before anything. So I was ooh, maybe something spicy happened here and people were just being dicks.
They locked the comments a few times in the past. Off the top of my head, I remember them locking it during the Blitzchung stuff, and I remember them locking it during when the sex scandals first started coming out. They just never had a comment section for that.
Crazy.
Yeah, I feel like that it's not because this is anything sketchy. It's just because, they knew it would be such open season. It's like, we're all just going to barrel through and get through this. The people that don't like him, they'll stop talking about him in a week, and then we'll be good.
Well, I guess we'll see. We'll see how the story goes. It's kind of crazy because he was like the story guy, right? He was like the new narrative person, and he was like, I didn't leave because of Metzen coming in, so I don't know. That's something I would say if I was leaving because Metzen was coming in, but...
Yeah, because, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Danuser, the lead story of Dragonflight, even?
He was the lead narrative designer of everything. Everything since the game got bad. But I think he started, late Legion, early BFA.
Huh? So who knows? I mean, we can only know what the direction holds. Maybe it'll be okay. Maybe it won't. But we won't know until we get there. So why speculate?
All I'm very excited for, he apparently left in November before they announced, the World Soul Saga. But because he might have been there late enough, anything that's bad, he will still be catching strays. This guy will have shooters after him well into 2028.
It's very much so the energy of when I remember in college football in particular, our okay, so obviously DNR Army knows the three of us went to MSU, but we have some friends or tangential people that went to our rival college, U of M, and I feel like it's the same energy of they're being oh yeah, he just needs to get his guys whenever they would have a rebuilding year and have to recruit people. They're well, and then we're all well, he's been head coach for 4 years yet. It's he doesn't fully have his guys yet.
He needs the guys.
I mean, hey, and what can I say? It took my good friend Jimothy a series of cheating scandals and 13, 14 years, but he got his guys.
With an asterisk, you know?
He got his guys, asterisks, and a lot of trade secrets, but we feel bad for him. He just got his guys, so we're going to let that one slide. And then we got too heated about college football. But, go green, 2024, that's our year.
But to get us back into WoW, I do want to talk about a few things with Love is in the Air, because I've been able to fully do all of the shit now since the last time we recorded, which I only was doing the Love Rocket runs before, which I still haven't gotten, even though I've been running on several characters every day. But, okay, first off, I want to say I got the Artisans donation things by donating the 50,000, and it seems to just be an achievement. Nothing else tied to it.
No title, I was told. I was I was doing it, and then I'm 3 away still, and I haven't gone back. So it's just an Achievo?
I mean, and then they do give you, the love tokens in the mail, too, so I guess it's pay to get a few extra. I don't know, but, it's a steep price for that, but...
I guess that's true, though. Paying to get the tokens is what you get 50 tokens, or do you get more for the final, or is it just 50?
No, it was just the same that you would get every day, which was it only 10?
Correct.
Yeah, it was only 10. When I gave them 500 just to see what it was, they gave me 10. So you paid something 20 times the amount, and they're same amount of coins, here you go.
So basically, even though I have the achievement, I could just do the lowest donation and still get my 10 additional tokens per day then to help me buy those roses or whatever.
Wait, yeah, you could do more than... So you can do it for 2 weeks and get 10 per day?
Well, the event only goes for 4 more days. So also,
at the beginning,
I guess. I'm trying to think. By the time you hear this, friends, I think it's over. If you hadn't started, who cares?
Find your love, man. It's too late. Sorry.
And then my other small comment about this is, you know how if you take the Feralis portal and go there and have to give out gifts, have you guys gotten that achievement yet?
Yeah, not all of it. I've got part of the way to it, and then I only ever go there during the daily, and it hasn't come up again yet, so...
Yeah, so, do you have to be, assigned to go there to start working on it again? So, I don't know, if I'll be able to finish it even.
Yeah, I haven't done anything with it.
I really could not tell you. All I could tell you is that Worgen gets the sword, 2 white people get the drink, and Dwarf gets the puppy. I have that burned into my mind. Cubby Bub was even doing that quest yesterday, and I said, hey, just in case you need to know, Worgen gets the sword, white people get the wine, Dwarf gets the puppy.
And then there's like a sad undead that's like, I'm so ugly, nobody wants to talk to me on this day of love. And then you just need to like / hug them, and then they're happy, and that's one of them.
And I can assure you, if there's one thing I do know, it's that Elf does not get the flowers. She will laugh at you if you try and bring her the flowers. Don't do it. Save yourself that heartache.
Do elves just hate flowers? I thought they would love flowers.
Well, no, because they think they're too pretty. So it's like, you're giving me flowers? I don't need to feel bad. I'm never alone on Love is in the Air. I just take one picture of my little feeties here, and I'm eating good for a week.
Okay, did you guys know that there was a new Dragonflight book out? Apparently.
What? Again? There's more?
Well, not...
I'm having a hard time keeping up with these damn things.
It's not like the little book that
like
we
a
have to
picture book.
do. We still have to do the fucking... Guys, we have to do the fucking episode.
I don't even think we have to do the thing anymore. It's too late.
We can still do like a 30-minute...
The bus left.
Oh, man. Okay, well, anyway, so it's called the Dragonflight Codex, a definitive guide to the Dragons of Azeroth. And Wowhead put this together, and so you don't have to read it. It's what it seems like. They put all the good story beats in here, and I'm like, guys, chill the fuck out.
So wait, before you get into this, you're saying that Wowhead has published a Spark Notes on this already?
Yes, pretty much. And Khadgar wrote this one.
Our cat?
Yeah, Archmage Khadgar is credited as the book's author, with the book's real author, Sandra Rosner, and Doug Walsh listed as transcribers. Transcribing mage speak? I know it's hard. Understood that the lore within this book isn't necessarily irrefutable fact, but rather Khadgar's perspective. So, irrefutable fact?
I don't know. I feel like at this point they just say this to like protect themselves a little bit, but I dare to say that Khadgar's perspective is more accurate, less biased, more relevant to us as Azerithians than, say, the Titans.
Or the
Yeah, because he's not trying to rule anyone. He's not trying to keep any secrets. He's like, I'm like you, champion. I was sold on a crock of shit, and I'm just trying to figure it out.
So we got some big headlines here. Primal dragons, not proto dragons. Okay, Khadgar calls them primal dragons. Isn't that crazy? That makes sense, right? There's an official story about Galakrond in here. So if you want to read this book, now's your time to scamper off. I already spoiled the primal dragons. That's not really a spoiler. You put Hearthstone, but get out of here. All right, you gone? Okay, so Galakrond's official story is apparently he just drinks. He ate a well of eternity, and the Yogg-Saron made the well stinky, and it made him stinky.
That was the original corrupting force. Also, I'm sorry, he ate a well of eternity. Did he like sip of its waters, or did he unhinge his big jaws and eat the earth around it?
It says Khadgar talks about Galakrond's uncontrolled evolution, believed to be from the result of ingesting from a wellspring located on the Dragon Isle. So he ate a wellspring. So it wasn't quite well of eternity, but it was a magical well of water that Yoggi made sick.
Well, he was probably pretty parched after consuming a bunch of dragons, so he probably just needed to quench his thirst on something. And then he's like, "Why not just? I don't need like a little sippy sip from this. I just need to like chomp all of it."
What's interesting is that Khadgar knows that he ate the wellspring, right? However, Khadgar doesn't know about the old god Yogg-Saron corrupting the wellspring. So this book's interesting in that it references books that are in game as like side pieces to kind of fill in some gaps of the knowledge. So in the Uldoris lore book, Progress Report Uldoris, it's mentioned that the water of the wellspring was corrupted by Yogg-Saron. So it's like a weird, like, kind of halfsies thing.
So are you saying that like Khadgar has never read that book, so he doesn't have that knowledge?
I think that's the idea, because they're saying he seems unaware of it. But if he had the book, he would know, right? He'd be aware. Another one, Chromatus is still in captivity. Now I was like, who the fuck is Chromatus? And while it says, the monstrous 5-headed dragon possessed of the powers of all 5 dragonflights.
Oh yeah, I remember him.
Is this like this sounds like some Yu-Gi-Oh shit. Like, you guys remember it from the movie?
Oh God, the Duel Reborn, where it's like all three protagonists need to jump through time to engage in one big duel.
Oh, the big boss dragons! Wow, I forgot about that. I posted a picture of the big boss dragon in the host chat. That's basically what it looks like. But apparently, Chromatus.
Oh shit, we got back to back. Yeah, my man, Blizzard owes someone some money, or Toei does. Get it from my man at the bottom of the lake, because five-headed dragon fusion looks just like Chromatus.
Chromatus is still alive. He reaffirms that Chromatus could not be destroyed, and so is being held in an arcane prison instead. Wonder when we'll face this guy.
So, I know Kata is sort of a weak spot in our memories because we didn't play it, and then no one wants to go back and do it, but is this guy a book character? Because I distinctly remember Thrall, cool guy of the aspects. There's a scene where Corey-Strauss is kidnapped, and Benedictus is like, look at this guy! Look how scary he is! But did we kill him, or did we just... What do we know this man's story?
I don't know a thing about Chromatus. If I had to get... It's giving me, like, Neltharion experiment vibes. Just seems like someone was kind of dicking around.
It was definitely Cult of the Whatever. The evil human cult from Kata.
The Twilight one?
Yeah, the Twilight's Hammer. I can tell you for a fact they made this guy, and then I forgot if Thrall and his big heroism killed it, or if it's just like, we don't know what's going to happen with this thing.
So I forget if Wowpedia is the one that we don't like, but on the Wowpedia page, every single reference...
Before you go, is it white or is the background black?
Black.
That's the good one.
Okay,
Wow, Wiki, the white one. That one's sus.
I feel like we always have to go through this again, but thank you for remembering at least a color scheme for us to stay on track here. But every single one of the 11 references on the Chromatus page references the book, Thrall, Twilight of the Aspects. So I venture to assume that maybe Chromatus is not in the game, but is referenced heavily in this particular book.
There you have it. And also, to go with that, the Void is still strong in the Twilight Highlands, so nothing's changed over there for, a long time. How long ago was Kata now?
14, 15 years ago?
It's been a bit. When are we gonna... I saw a stat that said, it's now been, like, double the time since the old world changed to the new world. You know, like the Cataclysm.
I guess, yeah, because if you figure that was 6 years between 2004 and 2010, and here we are 14 years later. So, yeah, it's time to mix it up.
It's kind of crazy.
If anything, we need to go and wipe out that dwarven village in the Twilight Highlands. Not because I have any problem with them, but, like, that's wild that they're still allowed to be there, right? Like, that place is, like, 90% evil energy and then one nice dwarven town.
Now, this one's a little weird. This is another header. Malygos may have had a human friend. Okay.
He may have genuinely enjoyed one human, his best friend Dave.
Breaking news. He may or may not have just been a fake-ass bitch.
So I'm just going to read this whole paragraph here. When describing the Nexus, Khadgar mentions a legend that I hadn't heard before. And I'm like, wait, I? So hey, let me scroll up. Who's I? Discordian Kitten had not discovered this before. I then asked Nobble.
I thought that was a character. I was like, shut the fuck. Has there been a dude running around in the background named Discordian Kitten?
Nope, just a writer out of our head. So then the Discordian Kitten had to ask Nobble87, and he found a reference to this legend in the Warcraft role-playing game. Legend claims that a human scholar once sought an audience with the aspect of magic, and that Malygos welcomed this daring scholar into his domain. Over the course of many months, mortal and dragon formed a rare friendship, leading to the creation of a footbridge across the Wistreft, whose shattered ruins can still be seen today. Okay, did Khadgar mention this, or is this from Nobble saying this happened in a game? How is this relevant?
Also, I just want to acknowledge, did Nobble refer to WoW as a World of Warcraft role-playing game? I mean, like, I've never heard of it fully referred to in that way, but like...
Did they mean, like, the board game?
You know what? I thought for sure that it was a board game. Oh wait, no, this is something weird. Yes, World of Warcraft, the role-playing game, is the second edition core rulebook for the Warcraft RPG. What is this? Is like D&D?
Yeah, it's like a board game. Like it's like a GURPS old school system. Like where you'd get a box with a million zillion extra little accessories and be like, if you want to play out your own, like before there was WoW, there was like Warcraft, the board game. If you want to pretend to have adventures in the RTS world.
Now I can't tell if this is a real connection or if they're just saying this because again, I don't know. It says Kagger described it. So the Frost Bridge was named by the Tuskarr and spans the Rest Rift to connect the island of Koldara to the Borean Tundra and the rest of Northrend. Wait a minute. No, this says that it's considered non-canon on the Wikipedia page, but what about now?
Especially because we're going to be going back there, so you know they were trudging for any sort of extra Borean Tundra lore, and they came upon this, or like Chris came back and he was like, boys, check out this old shit I used to do, and they're like, oh!
Bring it back! There's some other stuff in here, but...
This will be perfect for... God, what even was the third one? Cubby Bub was asking me, what is the name of, like...
The Last Titan.
There you go.
The big one. I just read the headers. I'm not going to read the descriptions. Plot to kill Chromie remains unsolved. Dragon maturity. Cloud serpents and other dragons. The dwarves should send Tyrannostraz home. Oh my god!
Honestly, all these kind of read like propaganda.
Yeah, it's such a shame you're reading just the highlights because each one is more like, huh?
But I have always wondered how the cloud serpents fit into everything here because I always thought like it was like they're dragons, right? So like where do they fit into this?
Okay, well we can go into this one a little bit. This one is actually interesting. Cloud serpents are acknowledged to be similar to other dragons since they too have elemental powers. While speculating on their origin, Khadgar recounts the legend of Alani the Stormborn. Lightning struck a lake in the Vale of Eternal Blossoms, setting the water itself on fire. After burning for several days, Alani was found in the center. It's worth noting that in Chronicle Volume 1, the Vale is said to be an area where the Well of Eternity's energies had coalesced, similar to Sholazar Basin or Ungoro Crater, and is considered a cradle of life. Fairy dragons, on the other hand, are not considered to be true dragons.
Well, that's crazy. So like, are they just considered dragon kin then?
I don't even know if they're dragonkin, because you figure you could talk to a dragonkin. Oh, God, that's tough. Yeah, like, cloud serpents are enormous and huge, but you can't talk at one, so I guess they don't get rights. They don't get to vote.
It doesn't really say why, just that they inhabit the Emerald Dream. Also, you know the Veil Wings in Ardenweald, the one that we got the mount for, when they were announcing Dragonflight? Like, the oh, it's coming mount. They're not true dragons. No, wait, they are true dragons. No, they are true dragons.
I was about to say, because that uses the same model as like a normal voting, tax-paying dragon. So.
Wait a minute. Now, how does that work? So, okay. So we have, it seems like Cloud Serpents and all the other dragons were made by the elements. They came out of the elements and power. But think about this. The Veil Wings in Ardenweald, that's Shadowlands. That's where we discovered robots have been making everything since the beginning of time. So are the dragons robots or are they elements? How can they be true dragons if they're not both? Because the guy was just making them.
Well, I hate to say it because someone jumped out of their chair and they're pounding their leg on the train going, "'Cause it's dumb! 'Cause it's dumb!"
Well,
yes,
also the Emerald Dream and Ardenweald are like two different places, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, how can they consider Veil Wings to be true dragons if they were made by like a dude versus the primal dragons who came out of the elements of the earth of Azeroth?
But do primal dragons supersede a dude? The first ones, I thought they were the highest totem pole. Like they created the elements, they created the gods, and then the gods went in to make these other dragons. To my knowledge, first ones are the highest rank. So high that we don't understand anything about them. Like, our gods and deities were created by these people.
So these ones that were created in the Shadowlands, are they kind of like, okay, so if the other dragons that were then ordered by the Titans, like we read about in our book that we'll never talk about, they were created by the primal forces, and then like the not primalist ones that we see nowadays were ordered by Titan magic. So like, are the ones that were just created straight up in the Shadowlands, did they skip that whole primal phase? Were they just created in order to begin with?
It doesn't really say in the Wahed article. I guess we got to get the book to find out. Yeah, it says it's unknown whether the first ones made them or if they evolved from mortal spirit since the Shadowlands after death. Because I don't think the first ones made the elements, right?
Oh,
the first ones.
And this is a whole other story, because, like, remember, like, when you die and then you go to the Shadowlands, you could, effectively kind of choose or just be given a different form. So maybe they're like, I'm gonna be a dragon in the afterlife.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I love Shadowlands lore being now included in the mix of this, because, like, I think it makes things more interesting. And if they stick with it...
Or even I'm thinking of, like, okay, so let's say the first ones, because they made everyone out of bips and bops, like connects. Let's say they made the primal dragons, like little arms, big hands, fucked up heads. At what point did they see order dragons, and did they go, like, all according to plan, or did they go, what the hell happened here?
Well, because I think...
Did they have any hand in making ordered, like, ethno-European looking dragons?
I don't think so, because I scrolled back up to the primal dragon paragraph. It says the book uses the term primal dragon to describe those dragons who have not been changed by the Titan's influence. Not same thing, obviously, but it reaffirms that dragons are descended from elementals that managed to escape the elemental plane. So I don't think the first ones did anything with... They didn't make elements, right? We just saw them making, like, creatures, not, like, elementals.
I guess, yeah. Is it just supposed to be they made every mortal creature? Because the elements are on the same level as the Pantheon, correct?
I think so, yeah. They're kind of like a base set.
So the first ones are making all of our humanoid-looking guys and all of, like, the animals, and then they see, like, the concept of fire over there, and they're like, ooh, I don't know anything about that.
Damn. Okay, how about this? I want you guys to send in your theories about dragons to DoNotRelentpod@gmail.com, and maybe we'll randomly select you to win the anime Witch Dark Girl set. What do you think?
Oh, are we having another giveaway?
I think so. It's about due, right? Is it due?
You know, we've got such gracious pockets. We've shaven our heads. And call us, because we're Daddy Morebucks, baby.
Ooh, we're bald as hell.
Our
Well, we don't shave our balls anymore.
No, we distinctly don't. If we were beforehand, after the sponsorship failed, we leave them rough and dirty.
I pluck mine out one by one to spite Manscaped.
I knew a guy who did that with butt hair. It hurt, he said.
Why? Why did he do it?
He didn't want to put a blade next to his butthole, but he didn't like having butt hair.
That's not a place you want to put a blade.
But anyways, yes, write in either at our Discord or email us at DoNotRelentpod@gmail.com. Your dragon theories. Trust me, they don't even have to be right, because guess what? We're all going to be wrong.
I'm pretty sure everything we just said over the last 15 minutes here has been incorrect in, like, at least 5 ways, each theory that we've
Add to the pile.
Yeah.
Make it real, make it fun, make it silly, we don't care, but we want to hear from you.
I will make a channel on our Discord for this, too, so you can just throw it in there if you want.
Win your Dark Witch set and dragon. It's a dragon, too.
The winged Vulpin. It is not a dragon.
Wait, isn't it come with a dragon? Isn't it a dragon mount? Whatever it is, a fox mount, whatever the fuck. Maybe the foxes are dragons we made along the way.
But speaking of dragon, this section is dragging along. Growlina, entertain us with another Valentine's sonnet. Greetings once again, all of my beautiful and stunning listeners. It's Growlina, coming to you again with another steamy romance novel. Special for this, the month of love. This week's reading is from Northern Exposure. A tiny gnome peered over the railing into the secluded Dalaran courtyard.
The view from the balcony is amazing. You have to come see.
Armor leg plates creaked as Marcus walked over, taking in a deep breath as he absently scratched his scruffy chin. The hero's welcome is no slouch, but there's something in the room that might interest you. Tavi bounded into the room, pausing only a moment before jumping onto the massive bed. She turned to gaze at Marcus with her huge, saucer-like eyes, narrowing them playfully and replacing her glowing smile with a diabolical grin.
Interested in some more company?
She purred as her hands weaved through a complex summoning ritual, stopping only when she felt the warmth of a new presence behind her. All color drained from Marcus's face as he struggled to protest. I don't think that's appropriate. Confused, Tavi turned to see what was wrong. A hideous fellhound stood ready, drooling onto the floor as it stared intently at the half-armored paladin.
No, that's not what I meant.
She stammered as she dispelled the hungry minion.
I'm sorry. That's not really my specialization.
Marcus took her hands in one as he reassured her. It's fine. What is your specialization? Her head snapped up, eyes burning with renewed life as a shadowy energy channeled through her hands into Marcus, dropping him to his knees in agony.
Affliction, actually.
Gritting his teeth, Marcus gestured as light flashed over him, restoring his strength. Tavi stared anxiously as he rose to his full height, engulfing her in his shadow. He thrust his hand forward, sending a wave of righteous force through her. Eyes rolled back as she wavered for a few seconds before regaining consciousness. I've recently taken the path of retribution. The mischievous smirk returned to her face.
Well then, this is going to be fun.
The remaining pages have a level 999 requirement to read. Well, that's been enough for today. But you can find even more of these, painstakingly animated. And I mean painstakingly, it takes me longer than you might think. At our Patreon, patreon.com/DoNotRelentpod. Come give it a look if you want more of my saucy tales. Until next time, kiddies. Oh, how salacious, Growl. Thank you ever so much for that, but we now return to part 2 of our program.
We back. We here with our shaved heads and our plucked pubes, ready to go into the next topic. Which one do we want to roll into? We actually have a lot of them to talk about, surprisingly.
Yeah, let's talk about how literally like an hour maybe before we started recording here, they announced that Diablo 4 is coming to the PC Game Pass on March 28th, so next month. And they basically said more Activision Blizzard games were going to join there as well.
Okay, so I'm not a Game Pass partaker. I had Game Pass for a little bit when Discord gave it to me for free. But is it correct that the opinion of Game Pass has kind of gone down in these past couple of months? Like, people are kind of been shitting on it recently in my circles.
Why?
I don't
why
know
would
anything
they?
about it, and like I've never had it. I don't know how it works, so like I'm not the person to ask about this.
I don't know. People are just saying that, like, I just heard a lot of people saying that, like, they didn't like paying for it, or like, I don't know, but I have some friends that have it, but people just kind of were saying that the catalog wasn't that great. But I'm like, it's free games. How much do you pay? Like, how much does it cost for Game Pass?
What is it, like 20 a month? 15 a month? I thought it was, I mean, it's tough because I think I think you have to get that and Xbox Live separately if you're an Xbox user. But when Cubby Bub had it, I think it was like 10 or 15 a month, and then you could get all these things. Like you weren't paying per game. So if
it's
you
like,
were a capital G gamer, you were saving a lot of money technically.
Did we get a price check over there, Immune? Did you figure it out?
Yeah, it looks like $1 down and then $10 a month after that.
$1 down? What the fuck is? What do you mean $1 down?
If you want to even fucking pretend to use Game Pass, you need to pay us $1.
I mean, hey.
I think basically it's saying like you pay $1 now and then like going on from there, it's $10 a month.
That seems pretty fine to me. That's not crazy at all. I was at 15. I was thinking 15. I'm like, yeah, I can kind of see 10 for like for Diablo. It can at least go to the campaign, right? Like that's pretty good.
Yeah, it may have fallen off, but it was still a very fun game.
Do they take these games away from you when they cycle out? How does that work?
I don't think games cycle out, right?
No, they don't cycle out. They just sit there on a database. The only thing is you won't be able to access them if you stop paying for Game Pass.
Yeah, it's like PS
so
Plus.
you never own a game.
Yeah, so I guess if there was a game on Game Pass that you really wanted to beat, it's kind of the equivalent of like renting it from like a Blockbuster. Kind of, you can rent it for like $10 like a month, even more.
You know what it was and old heads will sound off their worms will go off in the back of their heads here when I say this. It's GameFly.
Yeah,
it's just a normal first party version of GameFly.
They have some sick commercials.
So like I fell off Diablo 4, so like I'm not really in that bag, but like say eventually, so like I think in the past they specifically said that like Overwatch would be eligible for this in the future. I believe they said that. And then like so like if you throw in like Diablo 4, Overwatch and WoW on here and then like it's like $10 a month, and like I feel like it's just worth it to have that if that covers this like say like the battle pass for Overwatch and also a WoW sub. Like is that how it would work, you think?
So no, I don't think. I mean, I guess I don't know. Every game is different with Game Pass. So the free games I know in the past have done like cosmetics if the game was free. Kind of like, so like PS Plus does it with Fortnite. There's every month there's a new Fortnite skin that's exclusive to PS Plus for absolutely free. Well, you're paying for the Plus, and then you get that skin. So maybe with Overwatch they would do like you get a skin. I mean, I guess they could do a battle pass, but I don't think their Activision is going to be that generous with it. Those greedy motherfuckers.
No, it would have to be you get like the gray money. Or yeah, either a single skin, or they give you like, oh, here's 5,000 gray money, which you use to buy just old things.
Guys, not everybody has the characters unlocked. Valorant. So for Valorant, if you have Game Pass, you get all the characters unlocked, and if you don't have Game Pass, you have to unlock them with the in-game funny money. I bet that's going to be one of the big Overwatch ones.
Yeah, and just because we are like old heads in Overwatch, we just have them all, and then we just unlock them when they add them. Because...
Oh no! I just realized. I thought you were referring to like Overwatch 2 characters. There are people out here who don't have Overwatch 1 characters. Yeah, so that would definitely be an incentive, so you don't have to fucking win 50 games. What a stupid
really
brain dead thing to put in.
I just got MAGA. Like last week, I started playing again, and I was like, I'm 45 on the Battle Pass. Wow, I got MAGA.
Wait, so you were on the free Battle? You did not purchase the Battle Pass?
Can you believe it? I did not purchase the Battle Pass. So like, it's funny. I forget that I was on the ground floor for the OG Battle Pass because Immune reminded me that Dota started the battle passes. So whenever I see in the battle pass, I'm always like, yeah, I'll buy it. I like battle passes. And then I realized that the Overwatch one, I was like, I don't give a shit about any of this stuff. Why am I buying this? I'm not going to buy this one.
Yeah, I mean, like, so a little bit of a Immunization v Microsoft Rewards update here. I feel like it's a legal issue, so I will bill it as such. They have redacted their weird Bing points being nerfed update, and in the current patch they have unnerfed the Bing points, so I am now able to buy the Overwatch Battle Pass with Bing points again.
I'm just a cuck. I bought it with American currency. I'm sorry. I'm willing to live and breathe and die at the menu screen for 5 days for this game. Well, if someone came to me and said, "Hey, should you play it?" Probably not, but I am, so I'll buy it with American currency.
Hey, don't blame me. It's if it's not that big of a deal, why not? I bought the Valorant Battle Pass. I'm like, well, I don't even play it that much, but I want some of the fun stuff in it.
I feel like battle passes overall are bad for gaming.
I was telling you the Dota Battle Pass, and it's such a shame that like it got taken so bad because the first one was crazy. Like it wasn't a battle pass. It was called the compendium. It's the battle book. There's pages upon pages of content. Like so much content you wouldn't believe it. Like you get like 1/16 of the content of the OG battle pass in every other game now. When's WoW gonna get one?
I mean, we already do. It's a trader's post.
Meh.
And referencing WoW, we're falling deep down the tunnel, dinking off the side. It comes back to the ultimate question that's on everyone's lips. Do you think WoW is coming to the Game Pass? Do we have any new opinions on this one now that time has passed?
I've been thinking because I was surprised when they announced Diablo and Overwatch and Call of Duty like pretty fast. But then I was like, okay, those are the games that you could do it with. I'm trying to think.
They're all very Xbox coded. Like you definitely could play those with the controller.
Like they're on Xbox, right? Like
yeah, they're already, all of them are already on Xbox. So I still don't see WoW doing that.
Oh wait, okay. So question. So again, I don't really understand Game Pass. Is there a 1-to-1 ratio of games on Game Pass to Xbox? Like, are there any games not included?
I could not tell you, but I know that when Cubbybub had it, all Xbox games were on the PC, and I assume they were only putting games on there that were on both systems.
So if that's the case, then no, I don't think WoW would be coming to Game Pass if every game on Game Pass is available to play on the Xbox console. But if that's not the case, and there's even like one exclusion, I could see them wrapping it in because they push Game Pass so hard. Discord is always giving me free month trials, and I get like YouTube premium alerts about it, and it's just like I'm like, chill out. Oh, okay. I feel this is officially our old swan song, guys. The Hearthstone 10-year anniversary cross promotion that is introducing a different color of the Hearthsteed that we got for originally back in the day, doing our thing.
Well, when Sly told me it was a 10-year anniversary, I am like, Jesus Christ, we are old. I mean, I'm happy, though. I mean, like, I love the Hearthsteed, so having it in red, basically, cool. I mean, I feel like over the years, and just, like, as the years went on and on, which I guess should have been the first sign, like, people were like, whoa, where do you get that out? Because, like, I still have it on my favorites. It comes up sometimes. People are like, whoa, that's sick. I'm like, oh, that's just the Hearthsteed. Doesn't everyone have this? I'm like, ooh, maybe not everyone does.
But I'm mad at these darn kids, because you know what I had to go through to get Hearthsteed? I had to win 3 games. This new one, this cooler one, I'm pretty sure you just log into Hearthstone and you get it.
They should make them fucking win 3 games. Like, make somebody even one game. Win one game, motherfucker, in this current meta. Like, I don't even know what it is. Suli, are you out there? What's the Hearthstone meta? Let me know. Jamonkey, I see you playing Battlegrounds out there.
Back in our day, we had to win 10 games of Heroes of the Storm for our Diva skin.
Not even, we had to win 20!
Oh my god.
I think you had to win 20 to get the fire cat that I never see because it doesn't fly.
Oh my god, guys, we need to be using the Heroes of the Storm mounts. Nobody has those. Those got prime equity. We can sell our accounts.
I used the fuck out of Narc Diva, because for whatever reason, that was the only legendary skin I got for like the entirety of Overwatch 1, so I definitely earned those 10 wins.
No, I mean, like, I still use ACAB Diva as well, and ACAB Brig. I mean, I think they're just cool-looking skins.
I love that you say that they're ACAB, but then, like, they are the police. Like,
no, and that's what I'm saying. ACAB including these skins.
Well, there's a distinct ACAB Diva where anytime you do the mech explosion, she goes, "Good, that should happen to all police officers and their vehicles."
So yeah, that's coming.
Yes, and there's also a bunch of other things. Okay, so it's not even just Hearthstone log into a different game. There appears to be a Hearthstone event in the World of Warcraft that you'll be taking part in.
Yes, so this was crazy. So if I remember correctly, I don't have it in front of me. They were like, yeah, you go watch some Hearthstone games, and maybe some monsters will spawn out of the cards, and you fight the monsters for cards. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, I guess according to WoW, we don't really know what's going to happen during this event, but we do know that the Hearthstone in-game in WoW event is happening between March 11th and March 18th. And I guess things like I guess you can get like a Sarge pet from it. So that's kind of cool.
Only a
Don't
week?
bury the lead here. Don't bury the lead here. You can get a Hearthstone coin mount. A coin will fly out of the game and Growlina will jump on it and soar into the sky.
I mean, that is cooler than Sarge and potentially the Hearthsteed recolor.
Get the Reno Jackson-ish Hearthstone transmog that's just at the Explorer set.
Yeah, you get his hat. That's very cool. I definitely don't have any Reno Jackson hats right now.
That one. Why is this event only a week? I feel like it should be a little bit longer. Love in the Air is fucking longer than a week. Like, people are not going to notice this in time.
Yeah, so then people are going to be mad when they don't get these things, and I'll get them because I'll be on, but you know.
Don't worry, folks. We'll remind you.
It should have been 10 days. Like every local gay's birthday, you gotta have X days of year you are turning. 10 days of 10. Let's do it.
Yes, that's why mine are only, I'm almost at 2 weeks. I'm really getting up there.
Almost at 2 weeks. You are 13 years old.
Almost there. I'll be there next year.
So, if for all of you, like, savvy mathematicians in the DN Army, that means that Mr. Slidewhistle here was approximately, what, were you 8 years old when we first started recording this podcast?
Yep. You know, sometimes the gamer's game and podcaster's podcast. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean.
I was this many, and I've held up my hands in front of you. Unfortunately, due to the audio nature of this format, you can't see how many I was, but I was this many.
He was that many.
So I don't think that we got to this last week. So this is a little bit old, so like you guys probably know, but like basically Holly had a blue post where she said that like 10.2.6 is coming in March, but there's no PTR. Did we talk about this? I don't remember.
I don't think so, but I was drunk at the last episode, so it's a good question. Aaron, you're the historian.
No, says I.
Yeah, I mean, so you know, this is the supposed pirate patch, right? The one that they aren't telling us anything about.
Secret pirate patch. Oh my god, they post so much. Oh my god, there's literally a whole page of the blue post from yesterday. Wow, they're crazy.
Oh, well, actually, something that was released yesterday, which is funny because like 2 days ago, I was running a Dark Heart Thicket with some guildies, and we were talking about how it's been a bug since Legion that the mobs that spawn in Dark Heart Thicket on the road to the first boss change depending on what world quests are spawning outside of the dungeon. And I guess it's a bug that's existed for, 7-8 years now, or whenever this dungeon first came out. And just literally yesterday, they patched it. They released like a bunch of dungeon hotfixes that were removing some things, like weird things like that in a bunch of the dungeons. So I'm like, wow, this is weird. We're literally just talking about this.
You know, it's almost like they're listening to everything we say and everything we do, and they're coming to fix it.
You know, I know Overwatch does that because they tell us that they're doing it. But like, WoW really should have that warning as well.
WoW should also, anytime I log in, tell me that they listen to my latest complaint. Because I will say, Overwatch 2, they're very good at that.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime someone says a meanie thing and I report them, I log back in and they said, we deeply value your input. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
Like, am I on like a super reporter list? Like this guy's got good reports. Ban anybody who he reports. I get him all the time.
Yeah, I feel like I'm such a fucking Melvin.
Are they lying to us to make us feel better?
Because I can tell you, I narc on people a lot. If you even do something as simple as like GG Easy, sorry guy, you were just reported for hateful conduct in text chat.
Well, and that's why I'm so confused, because I do that all the time. Like, at the end of a game, I will shit talk in that last second, and I haven't gotten anything happening to me. So like, I don't know what maybe they actually do hand review them. Who knows?
You know, I take it as a challenge. I mean, because you have approximately 5 seconds to talk some shit, and I try my hardest to get it in there.
Gotta slam it.
And speaking of getting it in there, I am so sorry, but when you talked about the blue post, I said I'm going to leave my after image here while I go find something. And it was, in fact, the gentleman that I would like to name this week's sexiest NPC of the week.
Ooh.
Oh!
There he is!
There he is! It's everyone's favorite travel planner. Love is in the air when it comes to Gabbo Blinkwink.
Okay, so for clarification, this is the gnome I think that you talk to when you decide which scenic place you go to, right?
Yes, my man Gabbo's head is full of just the hottest and naughtiest places you can take your special someone. And hop through his big portal and he'll take you there real quick.
You know, I have been diving into his portal several times, at least daily since this event has been out. But like, it's been kind of hard to get a close up on him until this image that you've just posted in host chat here, because he has a lot of suitors. Every day, there's so many people around him. I have not gotten the close-up look until just now, but like I've been diving into his portal. I want to dive into this beard. I have not seen a gnome with like a full, like, not white beard, I don't think, you know?
Oh, very interesting that you... So, is Millhouse Manastorm on our NPC list at all?
He is not at all. But the only thing that has... Well, you have posted a picture of Millhouse Manastorm here. Do we do a twofer?
No, I'm just saying, who wore it best? Because if you look at these two, the man is wearing the same clothes, but it's a different color. And his beard and eyebrows and hair are all different. Different gnome completely. But I think, honestly, he's rocking it a little better than Millhouse is.
And that's what I want to say. Because, like, personally... This week's sexiest NPC that we've named here, like, more welcoming, the color scheme, right? Like, and also Millhouse just looks evil and kind of scary. So, like, I don't know.
Yeah, there's Millhouse. I don't know if it's the eyebrows, it's the downward eyes, it's the red irises. Just looks unappealing. There's something open, genuine about the soft shades of Gabbo's brown hair. His bushy, non-assuming eyebrows, his beautiful baby greens.
His eyes are like coming out of his eye socket so much. I think I could put them in my butt. Like I think they're like that.
A Steve Buscemi-esque eyeball popping effect on my man Gabbo, but it just lets me know that he has eyes for no one else because he's already halfway through giving them to me.
You've got them all, baby.
So my question is, I don't know if like whoever snapped this screenshot needed to like loot something directly behind him, or is he just sparkling? Is he shining?
Oh, he is sparkling. He has literal sparkles all over him.
This man is just FUBU. He is polished, ready for you. He said, my shift ends at 10 p.m. tonight. How about you head over to the Lion's Pride Tavern and fluff a couple pillows for old Gabbo?
Gabbo has 2 of them. You can fluff each of them.
This guy's gonna win the fucking sexiest NPC of the year. Hey, can't we see him on our Instagram when we're posted?
Of course you can. That poor thing. I'm going to drag it out from the dungeon that it's been hiding in for a month and throw a lovely picture of Gabbo. I'm not going to say pictures. This could be the only one that anyone snapped of him.
Please put Manastorm after it to show how stinky he is, and then put our man again. Like have 2 pictures of our man.
The same photo as number 1 and number 3.
Invert it so his eyes are the other direction.
Just to really give you a taste of just how lovely my man Gabbo Blinkwink is. And I'm going to let you know, that time, I didn't have to pull up his Wowpedia. He's so lovely, I just remembered his name.
You know, I will say Gabbo is officially a frontrunner in the sexiest NPC of many years since we've last held it.
Since patch 9.1.
Holy fuck, I can't believe we have to do it soon. We can't let this go on any longer. It's such a task. How can we possibly handle such a task?
Listen, the DN Army has waited so long, potentially longer than the WW universe has waited for Emelina.
Maybe when that sword comes out, we can finally get around to it.
Well, we have a definitive time, so I guess you gotta gird your loins. The War Within, midnight. We're still gonna be racking them up. So we're gonna invite 1,000 of Azeroth's most sexiest bachelors and bachelorettes once the last Guardian emerges.
the last sexiest NPC of the year.
Number 30,000 in the Battle Royale for sexiest NPC of Azeroth. And I say of Azeroth because at that point we will have named literally everyone who is still alive on the planet of Azeroth because we have run out of eligible people and we didn't want to name people more than twice or maybe 3 times. So
it will no longer be sexiest NPC. It will just be NPC. Regardless of their attractiveness, they'll be on the list.
I'll tell you what, though, if there was ever a chance of the 3 Buzz coming up, it's gotta be this one, because we're gonna be in the same, we're gonna be in a remix expansion, right? Or sorry, a remix patch, right? So, like, maybe coming sooner than you think.
Much like the 10.2.6 patch, we will be releasing the Taffa Buzz without PTR testing.
10.2.6? More like 10.u.6. Because the 3 Buzz is coming.
3-way. Every match is a 3-way. Every match is a threesome. Triple threat sex.
Honestly, we have so many entrants, we might have to do that. At least for round 1.
It would make illuminating hurt, but maybe it makes the most sense. We'll see. See, look at guys, we're rolling the ball. We're rolling our freshly plucked balls and buttholes, ready to get through this.
We have engaged in a Sisyphusian task, but at least we do not have any hairs to stick on the mountain because we've plucked them all off just to spite our one-time sponsor.
And with that, it's Gabo Blink Wink.
Gabo Blink Wink.
I never knew his name to begin with, and I got it. I love this guy. You are our sexiest NPC of the week.
Let me say, it was so hard to find the series of frantic Google searches as I left you all to fend with Holly's blue post. I'm like, I'm so sorry, Holly's blue post. I'm sure I could have said something about you, but I had to go into the mines.
Time for top 2, bottom boot, medium boot. I'm gonna go first, and I'm gonna go with the top 2.
Woo, top 2.
my top 2 this week is I never really used the Wildhead Blue Post feature as deeply as I have today, and I'm really glad I did because I will continue to do so in the future. My understanding of the Blue Post on Wildhead thing was that it was just for major important news and not any single time a blue post posted on the forum. So I scroll down and I see a forum, "Where'd the sun go?" that a blue post responded to, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Lita, Leeta, says 2 days ago, "I logged into retail this afternoon and didn't expect it to be nighttime everywhere. Is the sun on holiday?" Kyvax responded, "This is just a bug. It was introduced with some software updates we did during maintenance. We're doing a fix. The fix will require realm restarts, so it can be this way for a while. Enjoy it until then." Wait a minute. So first of all, you're telling me that it's going to be nighttime all the time? Have you guys noticed this at all? Has this been happening?
I did notice this the other day, but I can't say that I put a lot of thought into it. I was just like, it's dark.
I'm pretty sure it was daytime when I was doing my, Love is in the Air shit earlier today, so I don't know.
And this, once again, I'm confused. So, do we have the nighttime? Do we have it again, or do we not have it again? We have it, right? But it's not normally nighttime when I log on at night, is it?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's nighttime when we, because remember, it became nighttime when we were raiding because of the server difference, and that's when our Mormon outfits came out.
Which is like, I guess, do I look at the skybox as much as other people do? I guess I just kind of roll with whatever is given to me up there. You know what I mean?
I hate to say, but I focus my eyes sort of above the head near the nameplate. That's sort of where I look. So if it's nighttime, I don't see it a lot of the time.
I also don't really pay too much close of attention, honestly.
I need some gamer yellow paint on the horizon so I can draw my eyes to it and notice whether it is day or night.
If you guys don't want to answer the dragon lore thing, you can just tell us if you notice the sun or not when you're playing WoW, and we'll also enter you in the same contest for the win the witch set.
Or me over here frantically renaming the Discord channel to Dragons or Day or Night.
No, leave that a secret. It's a secret for the people who made it to the end, who stuck with us. Okay, well, what about you, Immune? Top two, bottom boot, medium boot.
Well, I have a top toot as well.
Toot.
That was scary and definitely clipped.
Yeah, that's gonna be lowered a bunch.
So my top two is that we're back to the typical immunization. We're so back, babies, but in the sense that I have gotten to the part of the season where I'm all in on alts, and I had a milestone on my mage this week where I timed a 20. Like, what the fuck is that shit?
This is getting desperately close to, like, when Slide deoxyribosed. You guys keep showing up on your mages, and the natural progression is to head towards
I did it first.
Well, but you naturally headed towards Fire Mage at one point. And the thing is, if you guys start Fire Maging, you do it better than me. Self-proclaimed Fire Mage extraordinaire, so I need you to knock it off.
Well, I'll never be a horde punching bag because war mode has been off for a while, so...
Mine's actually been on. Mine's actually been on for a little while, but I don't do any real content other than the big dig. And those monsters do not attack me during the big dig.
I was going to say, like, people don't want to scrap at the dig?
No, which I'm very glad, because it's like, we're barely getting anything out of this, dude. Don't attack me here.
So like, yes, I feel like I'm at a good place with my mage, but I'm also like to the point where I'm like, what's next? I'm like, I want to start leveling and gearing another character because like that's how I'm filling this time, I guess. Now I'm thinking I'm between two right now, potentially three, but like I've been saying this for a while. I want like a new melee spec to try out because I've been just trying to like push my limits here. I picked Fire Mage, which is by far like the hardest spec I've ever tried to play because I historically play really easy air quotes, people say it's easy specs. So now I'm like, now I want to officially do a melee. So I will be leveling and gearing up either maybe an Unholy DK or a Demon Hunter. That's one of my front runners. Or maybe Dark Horse here, a Shaman. I'm not sure.
You've really chosen two ends of the spectrums with Demon Hunter and Death Knight. Demon Hunter, you got 3 buttons. You don't even have to backflip or spell rush.
You're not beating the easy class allegations with that one.
Death Knight, though, I don't even know if it's fun to play. I've been getting Alan. It's tax season. It's tax season in the U.S., and I've been getting Alan, the Death Knight, the accountant, ready to go. And, oh my god, I feel like they gave me like 1 extra button, and I already have like 25 buttons in my opener. I'm just like, ugh, fine, I'll do it. But I think you might hate that.
Well, I don't care about that. I do care to ask you, does Mr. Allen still work at H&R Block?
100%. He actually is now managing the H&R Block.
Ooh, he put in a lot of work. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, onwards and upwards. And by that, I mean, to Aaron, what is your top 2 bottom moot of the week? Top 2 bottom boot, medium moot of the week. There we go.
There you go. Proper branding every single time. Put it on a shirt. But I have a top toot this week.
Triple toot!
And it is not that I am back, baby, but for this limited time only, Cubby Bub is back.
I like how she came back and literally, like, everyone who was online in the guild is like, Cubby's back, baby!
Yes, she saw me prancing around in my pretty pink Sailor Loon set, and she said, "Where did you get that?" And I said, "You get it by doing the trading post." And she goes, "What's that?" So I had to introduce the concept of the trading post to her, and she said, "This has been a thing every time?" And I said, "For 14 months now."
Uh-oh.
And she's back. She is playing with a vengeance. She will get that set. She actually came back. This is a good anyone who has not participated in the World of Warcraft for a long time, they continue to give you your 500 tenders every month.
What?
Yes. This
Wait,
motherfucker.
so how many did she have when she opened the box then?
7,000.
What?
7,000.
Wait, I feel like this is the very first time I've ever heard of this, I think.
Well, wait. So she's been subbed the entire time, right?
Yes, she has been.
There.
Yeah,
that's why.
Well, I guess that's the
But
thing.
still.
Yeah. 7,000. So she went and bought literally everything on the post, and she goes, "What more is there?" And I said, "Hun, there's no more. You get to wait now."
Honestly, though, she's in a really good spot because she doesn't even know what she missed, and now she's got a bank full of funny money to spend on whatever the fuck she wants.
She did ask me. She was like, "What did I miss?" And I was like, "Really? Not much." I was like,
You
there
lied
were
to her a little bit.
Well, a little bit. I was like, there are some fun things. But luckily, she only asked like a month or two back. She was like, "What was January?" So I was like, "A watch." And luckily, that was such a like punch in the gut that she didn't ask about any other month.
I mean, this has got to be one of the best sets. Like, so good time to come back, everybody. Come on back.
So I'm proud of her. Also, Yakuza, she went through all of it. That was probably the bigger reason as to why she has returned. But hey, she's played them all now, so she's stuck in WoW. They're not making another Yakuza till like next year, so na boo-boo.
Neener wieners.
Speaking of wieners, these are the winners, wink, who have subscribed to our Patreon. They are Command Sergeant Major Chizurla, Ahoy Vince, N-Sync Fast Drag Race, Azar, and Digital Dave, asking Garlina to say, "For the Horde." Mitch, he wants to remind everyone that Rathion isn't daddy, he's a literal child. Crucifix, Saracen Hawk, Kick Puncher, Jerome, Sishes and Soup, Adorno, Losing the Patient, Gershom, Big Papa Crispy's Big Mama, Calcus, a tired Void Elf. Huzzah! Johnny's Friday is saved! Wooly, Slidewhistle, Secret Stalker, tee-hee-hee. Muv, Adaman, Vanderlyle, and Will, a.k.a. Tire, Trade Chat's fallen father.
Fasha, we are now leaving. If you want to email me at navarracoffin@gmail.com or go to our Discord at DoNotRelent.com. What about you guys? Where can they find you on the internet?
You crank that soldier boy. You can find me, Alex, or Immunization on Twitter at New Era Alex or on Blue Sky at Immunization.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was too busy playing my Soldier game system. Just kidding. It got discontinued because he got sued by Nintendo.
Oops.
I've been Aaron, Fire Magic Extraordinaire and Horde Punching Bag. You can catch me at twitters.com at thebigacheesy and find all of the show's various links at our Linktree. That's linktr.ee/DoNotRelentpod. Think of a website that we could be on. We're on it.
Hell yeah, and with that, I hand this off to future me, looking ragged and scary. Hey, it's future me. You need to write down this password. When we see each other in 35 years, you have to remember to say,
Another down! Do not relent!
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts.
That was a very good wish.
That's it. Because it's the guy saying another down.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's the joke. More than fair.
I waited, though.